Hello, everyone. I'm Reece Akhtar, the CEO of Deeper Signals. I'm excited to have you here to discuss some of the more pressing issues in hiring, specifically the nature of how work is evolving and the impact of new technologies on what we should be hiring and how we should be assessing for it. So our goal today is to really explore the shifting landscape of talent acquisition and the growing importance of soft skills. We'll take a look at our new product, Skills Selector, and look at how it can help you stay ahead of these trends and make smarter and faster hiring decisions. In the past, traditional hiring methods have focused mainly on degrees, technical skills, and our prior experience. But we're now seeing a significant shift, one where potential, adaptability, and soft skills are taking center stage. This change has been driven by technology, automation, and ultimately the evolving nature of work itself. So throughout today's session, we're going to explore why soft skills are becoming increasingly important, how to assess them accurately, and look at how Skills Selector simplifies this process for recruiters and HR leaders. So as we look ahead, one thing is clear. The boundary between what humans do and what machines do has fundamentally shifted. And while this shift may feel daunting, the good news is that it actually opens up new opportunities for growth, development, and talent acquisition. So what does this mean for HR leaders and recruiters? Well, it means we need to start thinking differently about how we define talent. The skills that were once at the forefront of that are increasingly being performed by machines. The value now lies in uniquely human characteristics and capabilities like problem solving, leadership, and adaptability. But here's the complication. These soft skills are notoriously hard to measure. They're not listed on a resume. They can't be easily tested in an interview. And this is where our focus of today's session lies. We need tools that can ultimately help us assess these human capabilities both reliably and systematically. The challenge is no longer finding people that have the right technical expertise. It's about finding the right people who can grow, learn, and lead in an ever-changing environment. And as we move further into this human-machine frontier, this will only become more important. So today we're going to focus on three main areas. First, we'll explore the changing job landscape and the decline of traditional talent signals that were once the gold standard for hiring. We'll discuss why these signals are becoming less reliable and what you should be looking for instead. Second, we'll dive into the rise of soft skills. We'll go beyond buzzwords to really understand why soft skills are so important and why they're so difficult to identify and measure. And then finally, we'll talk about how you can assess and coach for soft skills. Because while it's critical to hire for soft skills, it's just as important to develop them once someone is in the role. We'll show you how Skills Selector can help you not only identify talent, but also accelerate onboarding and employee development. By the end of today's session, you have a clear understanding of these hiring trends and how Skills Selector can help you navigate this evolving landscape with confidence. But before we begin, let's just spend some time talking about Sarah. Sarah is a recent computer science graduate from a top university. She spent 4 years mastering a programming language that at the time was cutting edge and highly sought after. But by the time she entered the job market, everything had changed. The specific technologies she spent years learning were no longer in demand. What employers were looking for was no longer just deep technical expertise. Instead, they wanted someone who could adapt, learn new skills quickly, and apply critical thinking to new problems. Sarah's story is not unique. It reflects a larger trend that many of you are likely seeing in your own recruitment efforts. Hard skills are becoming less durable, and in the time it takes for someone to gain mastery, these skills may already be outdated thanks to rapid evolution of technology and automation. And this brings us to a critical point. While technical knowledge is important, it's ultimately not enough. Hard skills alone no longer guarantee success in the workplace. The ability to learn, adapt, and apply new knowledge quickly is becoming far more valuable. And this is where traditional recruitment practices fall short. There's also another key trend emerging. Jobs are not just changing, they're growing in complexity. Roles that once seemed straightforward have become multifaceted, requiring individuals to manage a wide range of tasks, collaborate across teams, and interact with an increasingly complex set of tools and technologies. Whether it's managing projects, navigating remote work environments, or leveraging new and advanced technology, the modern employee needs to be flexible and adaptable. One of the reasons for this growing complexity is the increasing interconnectivity within organizations. Teams are more distributed, work is more global, and technology connects us in ways that we have never really imagined before. These new realities make it harder for traditional markers of talent to predict long-term success. This complexity requires a different kind of employee, someone who can think critically, solve problems creatively, and communicate effectively across different contexts. But how do we assess these skills? How do we find people who can handle the evolving demands of today's workplace? This is where the challenge lies. Traditional recruitment methods don't effectively measure a candidate's ability to thrive in complex environments. And so we need to adapt not only how we're evaluating candidates, but also what talent signals we should be looking for. This shift is best illustrated in a recent report by the World Economic Forum. The top skills required in the future are those best described as uniquely human capabilities. Our ability to lead others and think creatively, display resilience and self-awareness, and treat others with kindness and act with empathy are all rising to the top as sought-after skills. As AI and automation shifts the nature of work away from doing to coordinating, our ability to get along with others, lead teams, and apply our critical thinking to solve new problems will become more important. And this is one of the many reasons we are seeing organizations move towards skills-based hiring practices. The old markers of knowledge accumulation are no longer reliable pointers to long-term workplace success. It's our soft skills that are proving to be stronger markers of talent potential. This transition from recruiting employees based on hard skills and placing more emphasis on soft skills and non-traditional markers of talent is not just a prediction, but it's a reality for many organizations. For example, a recent report from LinkedIn found that 92% of managers believe soft skills matter as much or more than hard skills. We saw a 21% increase in job postings that advertise skills instead of qualifications. And there's a 40% increase in positions that no longer require a formal degree. And similarly, a report by McKinsey highlights that professionals are spending an increasing number of hours focused on deploying their social and emotional skills, alongside pairing their capacity for creativity and critical thinking with tech-enabled insights and assistance to get their work done effectively. But despite this progress, many hiring managers actually struggle to reliably identify and assess candidates based on their soft skills. Because unlike traditional markers of potential, assessing one's soft skills can be fraught with bias, intuition, and prejudice. But fortunately, the science of individual differences and the wealth of academic literature has demonstrated that psychometric assessments are fair measures of a candidate's soft skills and also highly predictive of future job performance. When integrating personality-based assessments and cognitive ability assessments with other strategies such as highly structured interviews and job simulations, hiring managers can pinpoint a candidate's potential with a high degree of reliability. The challenge using such tools lies in knowing what to assess candidates for. There are, of course, many models of personality and soft skills out there, which can be confusing and overwhelming, which makes it all a bit more seductive to just trust our intuition. But through careful analysis of, say, an organization's strategy and the job requirements, we can start to build a competency framework that not only codifies the right soft skills, but can then be easily implemented into a robust assessment strategy, battery, and platform. So to share more about this, our co-founder, Professor Tomas Chamorro-Premuzic, has recorded a short message for you that I would like to play.
through the list of attributes that actually make you you and different from others, the list could be endless. But it could also be rather simple. Once we take care of your hard skills, the technical or subject matter expertise that you have, what matters really boils down to three things. Can you learn fast? Can you work well with others? And then, are you driven? By are you driven, I don't mean pathologically ambitious, but are you driven by the right things, and do your values fit in with the organization? So in essence, if there are tools and a scientific approach that helps employers be right more often when they try to scrutinize and assess whether people can manage themselves and others, whether people have a hungry mind and are likely to work to learn fast and adapt to the complexity that they likely get in a very fast and unprecedentedly rapidly changing world. And then also if they basically can exercise or display the right types and level of motivation. That's all it takes, right? So then you can break this down into different kind of more granular traits and elements. And of course, when you have a good personality report and a good granular detailed skills report of somebody, you also know in what context they operate well, what happens when they overuse their strengths, and what happens when they're underutilizing some traits or attributes that might be dormant and kind of part of their sleepy potential.
So to continue on from what Thomas was just describing, recruiting for the right skills is actually just one part of the talent equation. It is just as important to provide new and tenured employees with the feedback and guidance that will actually grow and help them apply their soft skills in their new role. If we're to get serious about upskilling employees' soft skills, we can't really just put on a training video or send them to a bite-sized workshop. Instead, we need to take a more personalized and targeted approach to their unique behavioral strengths and gaps. This means we need to emulate much of the experience that, say, the most senior leaders receive through executive coaching and find new ways to deliver similar insights to the rest of the organization. To achieve this, organizations can use assessment data gathered in the recruitment process to provide managers with insights to support their new hires and provide employees with an ongoing development plan. Now, traditional assessments miss this opportunity due to clunky and rigid technology, unnecessary complexity, and ultimately an inability to practically translate recruitment-focused insights into development-focused activities. And so to help organizations overcome these new challenges and staffing pressures, we're excited to announce the release of Skills Selector. Skills Selector is the latest update to our end-to-end assessment platform, integrating the data and science of our personality and values assessments. Skills Selector makes it easy to assess soft skills, make informed hiring decisions, and accelerate the onboarding of new hires. Unlike other tools that often compromise on accuracy, speed, and user experience, Skills Selector brings you the best of all worlds. The Deeper Signals platform offers a modern and engaging hiring experience with practical and scientific insights. It offers a quick and engaging candidate experience that appeals to a diverse and qualified talent pool. And finally, it also equips new hires and managers with tailored plans to achieve peak productivity faster than ever before. Now, there's 4 steps to using Skills Selector to accelerate your skills-based hiring strategy. The first requires you to create custom job profiles using our extensive role library, or you can select specific soft skills that align with your company's competency framework. Then you can automatically generate tailored assessments that evaluate candidates' soft skills and behavioral competencies, providing insights in less than 10 minutes. Third, you can use our intuitive platform to compare candidates side by side, visualizing how one aligns with the role and your team's dynamics. And then finally, you can seamlessly integrate new hires into your team with personalized onboarding plans and development journeys, fostering a quick and effective adjustment period. And paired with this cutting edge technology is a team of experienced IO psychologists and psychometricians who will work with you to effortlessly test and validate your recruitment criteria to ensure predictive accuracy and fairness. Underlying Skills Selector is a library of validated, reliable, and extensively tested set of assessments. Our core assessments are the core drivers, which measures the unique attributes of an individual's personality. We also have the core values, which measures what roles and cultures will be most engaging to an individual. And then we also measure the core risks, which identifies development gaps and areas of potential risk. Together, these assessments act as the building blocks of potential that, when augmented with other micro measures that we have, provide precise measurements of an individual's talent potential and soft skills. So let's switch gears and actually look at Skills Selector in action. So what you're seeing on the screen right now is the administrative dashboard for the Deeper Signals platform. So imagine you are a hiring manager and you're about to send out an assessment to hire for a new role. It's really, really simple to use Skills Selector to make this happen. First thing you need to do is go to campaigns. And this is where you can see all the other campaigns you've launched for other roles you may be recruiting for. We're going to just create a new campaign. We're going to choose this candidate selection option, and then we can give this campaign a name. This can just be, say, the name of the role, which is going to be a management consultant. Then what I'm presented with is a list of pre-made job profiles that I can select from. These broad job profiles have been constructed using subject matter expertise, academic research, and mining large libraries of skills and job requirements. And behind each of these profiles is a set of competencies that will be predictive of job performance in each of these roles. So we have some pre-made that you can choose from, but what we can do is work with your organization to create pre-made profiles for highly specific roles that you are most interested in. We'll run the validation study together, we'll do the job analysis, and then we'll code up a custom algorithm for each of your roles, making it really easy for your hiring managers to choose the profiles that matter most to them. So as I said, we're going to hire for a management consultant. So I'm going to use this professional services profile. I can now see that I'm going to be optimizing for measuring 3 soft skills. That's high standards, making good judgment, and being a clear communicator. But let's say I want to measure other soft skills on top of these. There are other things that I want my candidates to be displaying. And so here we see our library of competencies and soft skills that you can select from. So for example, I want to also assess for one's ability to build trust, their ability to delegate, and their ability to form strategies. Just like how we can work with you to create your own custom job profiles, we can also work with you to define, map, and measure your own competency framework that will be fully validated against performance metrics. So then your hiring managers have an extensive library of other soft skills they could be choosing. Based on my selection, Skills Selector will automatically select the assessments needed to reliably measure those soft skills. I can then choose whether I want to provide a feedback report to those candidates, which I'm going to do. And then I can launch my campaign. Now, all I need to do is start to invite candidates to complete the assessments. There's 3 ways we can do this. The first is using our API, we can integrate into your ATS so we can have an automated and seamless assessment experience for your candidates. Alternatively, we can upload a CSV file that contains a roster of all your candidates, or we can create a link that can be embedded, say, in a job posting, in an email communication, or really anywhere that your candidates will be visiting. Once they hit that link, they'll be able to create their account and start completing the assessment. Let's take a look at what that experience is like. So as a candidate, I created my account, I followed that link, and then I'm faced with this dashboard here, where I can see what assessments I need to complete, and I'll start to unlock some insights based on my results. I'm just going to show you very briefly what it's like to complete our core drivers assessment. Both of our assessments only take 7 minutes to complete each because we use machine learning to optimize which questions to show in the validation process. And then that way, individuals only need to complete the questions that truly, truly matter. Our assessment approach is designed to be simple, engaging, and fair. So, for example, we have in the core drivers, we have adjectives you need to choose that best describe you. If you're struggling to understand what we are trying to measure by each adjective, we provide some helpful hints to guide people along. The assessments are available in 15 languages. We have robust validity data showing that we are accurately measuring different personality and values dimensions. And we've done a lot of adverse impact analyses comparing different demographic groups to show that people respond equally and fairly on their assessments. So again, this just takes 7 minutes to complete, making it really, really easy for participants and candidates. Now let's switch back to the administrator view. I've launched my campaign, and now I'm starting to get some data come through from my candidates. Here we can see another campaign that was launched previously to recruit for a new call center agent. And so what I can see here is a few different things. I can see all my candidates. I can see the status, how far they are in that assessment process. Have they created the account? Are they in progress of completing their assessments? Have they completed it, and so on? But what's most interesting are these two columns here, which show the role match and the overall match. I'm going to sort by the highest scores. The role match shows the degree to which someone is likely to display the required soft skills for that role. And the overall match includes those additional competencies that we selected too. So we can see that this person, Teresa, scores really high on having a good role match and an overall match. There's a few other features I can do here as well to help me identify high potential talent. I can provide some ratings based on my conversations with this candidate, maybe in an interview. If I want to dig deeper, I can leave some notes for myself and other hiring managers. And also I can take a high-level look at all the different dimensions that we assessed this candidate on. I also have some options to hire or reject a candidate and kind of manage their process through that hiring journey. But that's just not all. What we have on the DBSMS platform is a robust analytics suite. So we make it very easy for you to compare and contrast, say, potential candidates with their future team. So let's say we want to hire, we're interested in hiring this person, Lachlan. We want to see how they compare with their future team. With just one click, we can easily visualize the candidate's profile to that of their future team to see where they will add new behavioral tendencies, talents, values, attitudes, kind of really shaping that team's cognitive diversity. The final thing I want to show you is the feedback reports. So we've gone through this process, we've assessed candidates, we've found someone that's a good fit, we think they're going to align well with the team. Now, how do we help this person get up to speed? So I can find a candidate in my account, and then what we're able to do is get a robust set of feedback reports that I can use to accelerate their onboarding. So here, for example, I'm going to pull up a coaching report where I can get a deeper dive into Teresa's core drivers. I can then get some coaching questions, things I should be asking this person to help them think about their own development. I get some tips around how to manage them and what risks I should watch out for, alongside additional tips around how to coach and manage their soft skills. For individuals, they are able to go through their own feedback reports and take a closer look at their own tendencies and get personalized feedback, and also go on learning journeys. So this is a way of accelerating the onboarding process whereby they're able to choose specific behavioral goals that they may want to work on that's suggested based on their results, choose how long they want to work on that for, And then over that period of time, they're going to receive coaching activities and feedback that will help them best practice and display their soft skills, really helping them put their best foot forward in their new role. So that's Skills Selector. It's an easy way to quickly assess, measure, compare, and give feedback to your new hires. So just to round things up then, I want to share with you 3 rules for modern recruitment that my co-founder, Dave Winsberry, recently published in Forbes. The first is that we need to de-emphasize traditional credentials in hiring decisions. Screening people based on proofs of accumulated knowledge, like resumes, won't work as reliable predictors of potential anymore. If we stick to this approach, we're ultimately fishing in a shallow talent pool. Second, we need to be emphasizing potential more than current attainment. Flexibility, learning agility, and cognitive ability and creativity are all things that can be measured, predicted with a high level of rigor using well-validated assessment tools like Skills Selector. If we do that, we'll be able to reduce bias and deepen the pool of candidates. And then finally, we should focus on soft skills rather than hard skills. The half-life of hard skills is growing shorter. And if we can shift our focus to soft skills, we can get a better window into durable performance, no matter the workplace or the role.